Why do men have nipples? Now, Emma just read up a whole bunch of science. He say, he, we, hey, about why men have got nipples. And I said, oh yeah. They call that science. They call that some sort of fact, but it ain't when it comes to the eyes of judges in whatever area, including ourselves. But give us a little bit about what they said about why do men have nipples, Emma?
Expect me to remember all that?
I said, just give us a little.
Because when you're forming in your mother's body, obviously,
Yeah.
before you develop. Oh fuck! How do I word it?
We got bibbed at.
I'm trying to remember exactly how to word it.
SOS, someone help me. It's not healthy.
Because before you get, like, you know, your sex with your boy or girl in your mother's womb, we form nipples before our sex gets assigned. It's hard to explain it.
So halfway through your development as a baby, everyone, God doesn't know what you're going to be. So he gives you everything. This is what a science says. So he gives you nipples and he's like, now halfway, because you're still in debate the contract, God might make you a woman. And because of that decision, everyone gets nipples. Is that what you're saying? Is that what it said? You'll have to read up on him and read up.
It's got to do with embryos forming and stuff.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain. That's why I read it.
Yeah. But does that mean it's true? And if it does that mean it's true by the eyes of the law? Now, there's another thing when it comes to science, hey? How about this one? Men have nipples, and it used to be equal back in the day, right? This is, say, 2,000 years before Jesus, right? And there was a saying back then before that happened. But then, back then, that happened, and men had to look after the kids as well, right? They had to have an equal share. And they used to have breast milk as well. So if the baby got too whoop, you'd be like, pass it over, put it on my nip, right? But then over time, they moved out of the cave, right? Because we start off in caves and simple. And they moved out of the cave, right? And they got carried on a turtle's back. No, they didn't. They got out of the cave. They got out of the cave, right? And the man needed to go hunt, right? He didn't keep going, shit, the cave, every time he walked out of the cave. He eventually stopped out of the cruise, right? And he got out of the cave, and he had to go hunt, right? And because he had to hunt, as he's running around, he had to do the main hunting, because they did the scissor, paper, rock thing. And they were all a little group. And the man got decided that the man should go out and hunt, right? He just got that position. And because he did, right? And mainly did that, the man, so it becomes a collective thing over time, right, of changing in evolution. And because the man mainly went out and hunted, he couldn't have the tits flopping around. He didn't need them. He wasn't breastfeeding anymore. And so, right, and so they shrunk down to nipples, right? But that's not just yet, not just yet. We're going to get to that story. Now, that was happening until Jesus come along, right? Before the Jesus. It's an untold story, right? Before Jesus. It's a story before Jesus, one chance there. And it was a woman, right, that was whinging so much that's why the man had to leave, right? That's why he was the hunter. Fucking these things just shut up. You can complain here, right? Complains all the time. You give it a ring and it's still not happy as shit. But I'm getting the look now. Oh, anyway. We'll skip all that. The man went out, right? And he became the hunter. Couldn't have the tits flopping all around. Didn't need to feed the baby anymore, right? And something went wrong. And someone got into trouble. And the woman, obviously in that end, when they whinge about why they'll have to breastfeed, got punished for the whinging or not being the hunter, we could say, right? And so their tits got bigger. And then they got locked into that job. And then Jesus come along, right, and said, now, if we do this, we can get things more equal again, and you don't know what you're doing, and we can have a better life. But they didn't, right? And they killed him. And then he goes on, that's it, you're cursed again, to look after the woman that has to look after the babies, and you get to keep your nipples. Right? What do you reckon, Emma?
You're a weirdo.
And you get to keep nipples, you know why? Because you killed Jesus.
Oh my
And now
God.
he wants to balance out the look. He goes, no, that's it. You can keep nipples. We could have put some six packs there or something else could look cooler. But you keep the nipples. And then later on, if it doesn't work out good, perhaps the women get the nipples and the man get the tits again. Depends on the next test. And that story was carried off on a turtle's back. See you later. Probably went a little bit out there, but anyway, see ya.